Hello there, my name is Sammy Maroka, and today I will be talking to you guys about the gorilla, the myth, the legend, Harambe. Raise your hand if you know who this gorilla is. Alright, see? Well, this presentation will educate the audience on facts about Harambe, present information about Harambe's tragic day, share the controversy that has arisen from this incident, talk about animal rights activists and zoos, and discuss the memes that circulated the internet following this event. So here are just some basic facts about Harambe. He was born on May 27, 1999, at the Gladys Porter Zoo in Brownsville, Texas. He is a western lowland gorilla. Here are some facts about them. The males are more dominant in these species. They live in rainforests of Central Africa. Their groups tend to consist of 10 to 20 individuals. The strongest relationship is between the silverback and his females. And they are a very nomadic species. So they constantly are roaming and they never really settle in one place for more than a day or so. So Harambe was named after a song. So the Cincinnati Zoo had put out an ad to the public where people could submit names for the new baby gorilla that had been born in Brownsville, Texas. So a man had submitted this song, and I can play a short piece of it for you. And in this part, she will say, so in Swahili, Harambe means to literally pull together, work together, and there is a hope that Harambe's legacy will reflect his namesake, bringing the people together to protect gorillas everywhere. So Jerry Stones, who was the Gladys Porter Zoo's director of facilities, had taken in Harambe as his own when Harambe's mother decided to abandon him. And he would be Harambe's main caretaker for about 15 years. And Harambe was then transferred over to the Cincinnati Zoo in Ohio on September 18, 2014. This was in hope This was for breeding purposes because they wanted to increase the population of the critically endangered species. But sadly, Harambe never got to fulfill his breeding purposes at the Cincinnati Zoo. So the tragedy occurred on May 28, 2016, the day after Harambe's 17th birthday. And crazy, today is the 6-month anniversary of that. Didn't plan that, but we're honoring him today. So the story goes as this. Little Isaiah Gregg, 3 years old, he climbed over a 3-foot barrier, crawled through 4 feet of bushes, and then fell 15 feet into a water moat of Harambe's enclosure. And so, just as time went on, it was a span of about 10 minutes, Harambe's curiosity grew. So imagine this. You're a gorilla hanging out in your enclosure. All you know is your life in an enclosure. And all of a sudden, something falls from the sky. You don't know if it's maybe some more food or maybe a new toy. So of course, you're going to go walk over, look at it, see what it is, because obviously it's nothing familiar in your habitat. Well, as time went on, Harambe decided to physically touch the item, and as you can see in a video, he decides to drag it around, and I guess that the zoo officials were trying to call Harambe in with his other 2 partners that were in the enclosure. The other two gorillas had come in, but Harambe decided to stay with the item. And so, sadly, after those 10 minutes, the zoo defense team got too worried, so they decided to shoot Harambe and end his life. And so the little boy was reunited with his family, but Harambe didn't get to see another day. Here is a video clip from a news source discussing this.
So many worldwide are now speaking out about just what happened and the decision to shoot and kill Harambe. 9 on your side's John Genovese joins us live right now with what animal experts are saying about the situation. John?
Well, Craig, there is no doubt people have strong feelings about what happened and how this decision was made. But now zoos across the country are standing with their colleagues here, saying they would have done the same thing. For a young boy and a group of onlookers, they were 10 minutes of terror. The Cincinnati Zoo forced to make a decision. 17-year-old Harambe, a rare silverback gorilla, was shot once and killed.
That gorilla was disoriented. He was agitated.
Ron McGill with the Miami Zoo says in this moment, facing the same circumstances, they would have done the same thing.
You can watch the way he whipped that child through the water like a rag doll. You know, just the right whipping, and child could hit his head against the concrete. It could have been over in a second.
From Jane Goodall to Jack Hanna, fellow zookeepers and animal experts are sharing condolences and support.
You have human life, you have animal life. No one loves humans and animals more than the Hanna family or the zoo world. And they made the right decision.
That child's life was in danger. And people who question that, or are Monday morning quarterbacks, or second guessers, don't understand that you can't take a risk with a silverback gorilla.
Cincinnati Zoo Director Thane Maynard says the tranquilizer would have likely agitated Harambe and taken time to kick in. Time no matter how or why a 3-year-old wound up in the hands of a primate they simply didn't have.
Everybody at the zoo feels the loss. There's no doubt about it.
Now, Maynard says they did try other non-lethal options. He says there were 3 gorillas in that enclosure when the boy fell in. Keepers tried calling them all out, but Harambe did not respond. For now, reporting live, John Genovese, 9 on your side.
So, following this event, there has been a lot of controversy. A lot of people are asking the question, who is to blame for the death of Harambe? Was it the Cincinnati Zoo? Was it the parents of 3-year-old Isaiah Gregg? Was it the zoo defense team? Or was it even Harambe himself? Sadly, we will never know the answer to this unbiased question, just because it's all by perspective on who you think was to blame. Also, a lot of people ask the question, well, why didn't they just tranquilize him rather than kill him with a real gun? The zoo had said that the tranquilizer might take too long to take its effect, and when the dart could hit Harambe, that could startle him and cause him to act out violently, causing the child to be in even more danger. An interesting fact that I found out was that by the Monday after the incident, an online petition had gathered over 180,000 signatures calling to have the mother of the boy be investigated by law enforcement and child protective services for possible child neglect. So that many people were very amped up about this so quickly after it happened. So animal rights activists and zoos. So here is the viewpoint of PETA, who is one of the most well-known animal rights activist groups. This is a quote from their official website. It says, PETA opposes zoos because cages and cramped enclosures at zoos deprive animals of the opportunity to satisfy their most basic needs. The zoo community regards the animals it keeps as commodities, and animals are regularly bought, sold, wild, and traded without any regard for established relationships. Zoos breed animals because the presence of babies draws zoo visitors and boosts revenue. But the animal's fate is often bleak once they outgrow their cuteness, and some zoos still import animals from the wild. But on the flip side, here is the viewpoint from WAZA, which is the World Association of Zoos and Aquariums. So their vision is a world where all zoos and aquariums maximize their conservation impact, and their mission statement, WAZA is the voice of a global community of high standard conservation-based zoos and aquariums and a catalyst for their joint conservation act. So they believe zoos educate the public, foster an appreciation for the animals, have breeding programs that will help to increase population for these endangered species and help rehabilitate wildlife. Okay, so memes. About a month after this tragedy occurred, the internet blew up with Harambe memes. A meme is an idea, belief, or belief system, or pattern of behavior that spreads throughout a culture, either vertically by cultural inheritance, as by parents to children, or horizontally by cultural acquisition, as by peers, information media, and entertainment media. So even to this day, the Cincinnati Zoo's tweets still get replies related to Harambe. So these are just examples from Twitter. This one is one of my favorites. The Cincinnati Zoo just casually tweets out, "Thank you to the Phantom of the Opera cast for visiting us this week. Hashtag Phantom 30th. Hashtag Phantom US Tour." The replies, "Harambe loved Thanksgiving. Phantom of Harambe. Now Harambe is a phantom. Harambe is a phantom now." And my favorite, "Harambe loved the Phantom of the Opera." So here are some of my favorite memes. Alex, what's the first name you see?
Harambe.
Oh, yes. See, it works. They call it Gorilla Glue because Harambe was metaphorically the glue that held this nation together. And the photo CNN doesn't want you to see. This is a photo of Harambe. The Cincinnati Zoo doesn't want you to see what could have been. And trust is like a paper. Once it is crumbled, it can't be perfect again. My personal viewpoint, I don't believe Harambe should have been killed that day. I believe that zoos need to implement safer and stricter rules and higher barriers just so that an event like this will not happen again. And I have gotten very into the whole world of Harambe. As you can see my hydro flask, I support him every day. Here is a little quiz. Where was Harambe born? So, Alex.
Brownsville, Texas.
That's correct. Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
What day was Harambe born? Sam.
May 27th.
Oh, you got it.
Yes.
That's so
Booyah. Thanks.
Ooh. Well, if anyone else wants a banana, see me after class, answer some questions, and
No, it's okay. And do your questions really
Oh,
quickly.
sweet.
Next person kind of more.
why was Harambe transferred over to the Cincinnati Zoo?
baby purposes.
Yeah, you got it.
How old was the little boy who fell into Harambe's enclosure?
3.
Corey raised her hand.
What was the Cincinnati Zoo's reasoning for killing Harambe rather than tranquilizing him?
Might agitate him. You got it.
What's the answer?
They might agitate him to
My
study.
agitator.